Hey y'all, it's Laura. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. We're doing a fun Christmas project today. It's Christmas season. I'm so excited. We're going to do another Krampus project. Last year we made the angry gingerbread guys for outside, for a display outside. This year, or at least right now, we're going to make like a Krampus inspired wreath. I think it's going to be really, really fun. I have a couple cool ideas. So let's just head outside and get some like green stuff from around the yard to use for our Christmas wreath, because of course we're trying to do this on a budget. I just happened to find a like a wreath. What do you call those? A wreath form? A circle? A wire thing? So I was like, let's do something fun. Let's do a Christmas project. So let's go outside. Let's go. And it's a perfect day for it because it's freaking freezing today. It's like 30 degrees out. So let's go get some green stuff. And on our way, check out this awesome vintage Santa that I just got from Savers. He was like $2. Super cute. I love him. And actually, we just got a bunch of cool garden stuff from the swap shed. So I'm going to share that with you guys in another video. Stay tuned. Okay, I don't have that many full-grown evergreens to pull from, but we will find something. Oh, check this out. This just happened a couple days ago. An animal must have gotten to this bench. My husband thinks that they're looking for like fluff for their nest or whatever for the winter. It's getting cold, so I guess that's what's going on there. But that was crazy to wake up to. So I do have this one, you can kind of see low hanging branch. I think I'm going to clip from that guy and maybe a couple other things. All right, this is what I ended up with so far. I think I'll just break this down a little bit further. I did pull from some other things, like I have like a cypress, and those branches are like a lot nicer looking, but the tree isn't quite big enough to pull too much off of. So I will break down this yew branch and we'll just see how it goes, I guess. I've never made a wreath before, so this is going to be an experiment for me. All right, and here's the wreath form that I found in my craft supply stash. I also have this box full of like random stuff. I've got some moss, some flower. I don't think I'm going to be using flowers, but some black beads maybe I'll throw in there. And then I picked up some clay, the bakey kind, like Sculpey, but it's not Sculpey. So I'm going to use this to make a couple of different things, and we will get into that in a little bit. And then I also got this Model Magic. If you've never used it before, it's like fluffy, like a soft kind of like clay. It kind of stays a little bit soft even after it's all done because it's just an air dry situation, but it's really easy to work with and I just like it. I think it'll be fun to make the horns with this. And that's what we're gonna make first, is the horns, because I think that will be the easiest. So I'm just kind of rolling this out into like a cylinder shape and then kind of, tapering the end to make it a little bit pointy. And then I'm going to twist them to kind of give that like horn-esque look. And I hope that they look okay. You guys know me. If you've been with me, you know, if it's good enough, if I like it enough, it's going to be good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect for me. So I think that these look pretty cool and we will continue on. And actually this next project I was really excited to do because it was just Halloween a few weeks ago and my mother-in-law is super crafty, just like me. And she showed me this awesome craft that she did where she basically like antiqued these chains, just like the cheap plastic style chains. So I loved her idea. She explained it to me. So I'm going to kind of explain it to you, only I kind of shortcutted it a little bit. So basically I have these little tiny ones. She did it on a way bigger scale. But I'm going to use these for my wreath. They're just these little plastic chains. And all I'm going to do is just spray them with a spray adhesive and dip them in cinnamon, like dust them with cinnamon. I put some cinnamon in this little like to-go ramekin thingy, and you can see I'm just like shaking it around in there, and this worked so well. And the bonus is that they smell really good, right? So now your wreath has like a cinnamon scent to it also. It's just such a bonus. So the way she was telling me was to use Mod Podge, and you could do several layers. But I just happen to have this spray adhesive, and I thought, you know what? I think I can just do it really quickly this way. And it totally worked. And I'm super excited because I think these are awesome. And what a fun, easy project. All right, and the next part we're going to do is to make the little gingerbread guys. I thought I'd just give you guys a quick look back at the guys that we made last year. Unfortunately, they did not all survive the attic. And that is totally on me because I didn't do a good job storing them. We kind of just stacked them on top of each other. And even though, I mean, obviously they're like fully cured and everything, they were out during the season. But once, you know, that puffy paint, it just always has like a little bit of like a sticky quality to it. So they got stuck together and they ripped when I tried to pull them apart. But this guy sort of survived. So anyway, he is the inspiration for the little gingerbread men that we're going to make. And they are like sidekicks of Krampus in the Krampus movie, which is pretty much what I like to base my Krampus kind of aesthetic on. And I think this will be really fun because it's kind of like just making little gingerbread men, right? They're going to be basically the size they would be if they were like actual cookies. So I'm just going to roll it out and cut it with a cookie cutter. I had one that I found. I thought it was going to be a little bit too big. And it ended up being, I think, just the right size for the wreath itself. But I didn't have quite enough clay, so we were like really stretching it. But we did end up getting 2 out of it. And then I just baked the little guys in the oven, 275 for 15 minutes, I believe. And they came off the foil pretty well. And now we're just going to paint them. I didn't have white puffy paint. I had every other color for puffy paint, but white. So I like squeezed out the silver bottle and I just put white in there. And it ended up working. It was like, you know, it's a little bit runnier than normal puffy paint, but it ended up working fine. Other than like his teeth ended up looking a little bit kind of messed up, but that's okay. They're supposed to be crazy looking anyway, so we're good. And then the last thing that we are making for this project is a tongue. And this was my husband Drew's idea because Krampus has a gross tongue that he's always sticking out. It's like forked. And Drew was like, oh, we could put the little dots on it and everything. And I'm like, oh, that's so gross. But we're going to do it. So we're making the forked tongue and we will add that to the bottom of the wreath. Now for the really difficult part is kind of putting it together. Like I said, I've never made a wreath before. So I broke down the branches a little bit more. I just kind of started tucking them in. And I did have some floral wire on hand, but not like in a roll. I only had like strips of it. And I only had like maybe 20 total. So it was kind of like we're working within what we have. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm going to trim some of the excess off. And then there are, you know, a couple little gaps. I think I'm going to add some moss for those. And then we can start adding the accoutrement accessories. All right, I think I'm going to lay out the pieces just to get an idea before I even start trimming the excess. And they're going to go on either side. Probably something like that. Horns at the top. They're going to be kind of more inside, but is that how we want them? Not like this, right? No. Yeah, definitely like this. And here is how it turned out. I am very happy with it. I love it. I think it's adorable. The aesthetic is right on. We got all the elements of Krampus. Well, not all of them, but we got all the good ones. And I love the little gingerbread guys. They're so cute. I did struggle a little bit with just like attaching the horns to the wire frame. They were kind of getting cut into a little bit with the floral wire because it is that magic foam or whatever it's called, model magic. So it's, like I said, it's remains like a little bit soft still. So it was kind of cutting through, but whatever, they're on there. They're on there and they're covered up by other branches. So it's all good. And I think for my first wreath ever, this is pretty good. This is not bad. But what do you guys think? I don't know. What do you think? Does it look okay? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And let me know if you have any ideas for Christmas projects, or if you guys are doing any Christmas projects this year. I would love to hear about that. I have a bunch of stuff. One of the projects that I want to do is actually for Christmas gifts. So I'm like debating, should I make a video about it? If I'm going to be giving them away as gifts, you know what I mean? But that's going to be a fun project. And then I actually have quite a few things on my list this year. I don't know that we're going to get around to all of them, but we will have more Christmas content. So stay tuned for that. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, we just got a bunch of cool stuff from the swap shed, major garden score. So I'm going to share that with you guys probably in the next video. So thank you guys for watching this one. I hope you will stick around if you're new here and hit that subscribe button and become a member of our fun Purple Pumpkin Patch family. So I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye!